We've already got a couple of games in the hopper. The Giants just played the Packers and did my Vikings a favor. By the way, Chris Carter only does catch touchdowns. Did my Vikings a favor because the Packers look like they got bored. Because again, a theme I'm telling you like it is. 2 words for you: coaching matters. So all you guys with your Jimmys and Joes line, well, they look like bozos with the Jimmys and the Joes if you don't have the right guy coaching them. Look like bozos and toes without the right guy coaching the Jimmys and the Joes. So you know what? Coaching matters. And Packers 4 times in the second half took deep shots, stopped the clock, never possessed the ball, and handed it right back to the Giants. I'm willing to bet that the Giants had the ball for more than 20 minutes in the second half, it felt like. It's disgusting. But hey, you get bored. You're up 17-3. Aaron Rodgers smirking as he's shaking hands after the game, smirking about that 6-hour flight on the way back. Must be fun after blowing a 17-3 lead, but we're happy about that. So, again, just coaching matters. The Giants missing half their team today, and you got to be proud of Coach Dable. He's doing a great job. And, he manages the games to win the games. And like I said to you last time on Telling Like It Is a couple weeks ago, it takes me back when you hear Boomer Esiason say, well, he managed the game to win. Well, isn't that what you're supposed to do every week? It's not about your agenda and your style and how you want to win. It's about winning, finding a way to win and finding a way that will win. You might not like the way you have to win. And I swear to God, it's not about that anymore for a lot of the coaches. A lot of the coaches in all walks of these professional sports, it's all about, well, I have to do it my way. No. You have to do it the way to win. You have to be a chameleon. Yeah, you have your basic system and your basic things, but game management, running the game, very important and a very lost art with a lot of these guys. Like John Harbaugh. I mean, the Ravens are 4-0 right now, and they're 2-2 because John Harbaugh thinks that, 4th and goal from the 2, he should go for it in a tie game. What in the hell is he thinking? His BS excuse after the damn game is, well, we trusted our defense. If you trust your defense, kick a damn field goal. So the Ravens today are in a nut-cutting game with the Bengals in a 2-2 game, and that's where we'll start today. Rams are favored by 3. Ravens are favored by 3. But I tell you what, I don't know why you'd pick them over the Bengals because Harbaugh giving away is a huge game. You say, how can Week 5 be a huge game? Because it's playing for playoff seeding. They're both 2-2. They're both good teams. Division game. The Steelers look like they're out. The Browns are about to have their annual collapse. Ravens and the Bengals are going to decide this. Huge game. It should be 4-0. Harbaugh just lost his mind, and I like John Harbaugh, but Jesus Christ, he's out of his mind with that decision. And then try to back it up. Good God, where's the person on his staff to punch him in the balls and say, hey, kick the field goal here? Got 3,000 guys on your staff. One of his players wanted to kill him. I don't blame him. Terrible. So that game, Ravens favored by 3, but Bengals have been playing better. We'll see what happens. See if the Ravens can get to the quarterback. Bengals still giving up some sacks. Giants just beat the Pack, like I said, because the Pack looked like they got bored up 17-3. Just keep throwing bombs and not possessing the ball. And scoring's down since 2010 in the league. It's the lowest it's been since 2010 at Week 5, up to Week 5, through 4 weeks, basically. So all these, boy geniuses, everything's out of the gun on, second and a foot. Let's go out of the gun. Let's not possess the ball. Running the ball is counterproductive. Well, I guess not, because all you boy geniuses out there, possessing the ball is one of the most important statistics in any game where there is a ball or a puck. You need to hold on to it. It's hard to lose while you have it. If you have it more than the other guy, your chances are pretty good. But again, we have all these guys, the smartest guy in the room. It's all started with the Billy Bean crap, and believe me, I know all about that. And, Greg Popovich and guys like that. But it works great when you got great players, like we said with the Jimmy Joe's line before. But you know what? It's not working right now. Lowest scoring since 2010. That's a long time, guys. That's 13 years. In Major League Baseball, 15-inning playoff game, 1-0. Lowest scoring. It's a very low scoring year for baseball, too. Hey, I guess that launch angle ain't working. Jeez, how did Jeff McNeil win the freaking MVP? How did he win the batting title? You see how he chokes up and hits the whole fields? That's how he won the batting title. So, again, all these theories, it's great to have a theory. Everybody, we're in this age where we think any modern theory is a good theory. Now, any old theory isn't either. But not any new idea is a good idea. They did invent the Etzel, which didn't work out too well. The Volt didn't work out too well. And some of this offense, the Wildcat, Saquon Barkley, every time he lines up for the Wildcat, why wouldn't you put 9 guys in the box? Let him throw it. Let him throw it with his heavily taped hands to somebody who's not expecting a ball from him. But no, you gave up big runs against the Wildcat, and the Wildcat got shut down because every time you see it, like you do when you play Madden, you bunch up on the line of scrimmage. Go ahead, run it. I got 9 guys in the box. But again, coaching matters, and the Giants have a real coach. And even though my Vikings are 3-1, I'm not sold yet. My defensive coordinator is, got he says a piece of cheese for a brain. I think. I'm not sure. We're going to find out today against the Bears team who really can't play, and we'll go to that game next. This game is about one word today for the Vikes: maturity. Are you mature enough to get to 4-1 and beat a team that offensively is challenged and defensively is not good? However, the Vikes need to do a better job and stop this run because we have not been good versus the run this year. We're going to be mature. We're going to be real. We're going to be 4-1. We got to take advantage of this bad loss by the Pack. I mean, we should. Got to take advantage of that game. Fins at the Jets. Big game for the Jets. Let's show how good the Jets are. The Jets can keep this game competitive. It shows you they're going in the right direction. Teddy Bridgewater is a backup. Fins favored by 3.5, but I think they're better. Vikes were favored by 7.5, by the way, but Teddy Bridgewater is still very good. Russell Wilson. Can the Jets step up and give their fans something to cheer about? I mean, they're 2-2, a lot ahead of the game. All of a sudden, that receipts crap stopped. I'm really happy for Coach. I wish he would have called them out anyway last week. Everybody says, "Oh, you can't go after the media." Bull crap. Everybody knows the media these days is one of the least trusted organizations in the history of the world. Their media ratings for all kinds of media are not trusted anymore. So I would go after them, have fun with it. But I guess we can't do that anymore. So I like to see the Jets step up versus the Fins. Steelers at the Bills. 1-3 Steelers are done. They're going in a 14-point spread, but the wacky league this year has been so crazy. The Steelers will hang in there. It's the biggest spread of the week. Bills are playing well. You expect the Bills to take care of business, but Pickett's going to throw the ball over the yard. I don't like the 14 too high. I would take the Steelers. Eagles 4-0 at the Cards, 2-2. The Eagles are favored by 5.5. The Cards have to step up. They have to step up. We'll have to see. Like, what are they going to do? Is it a trap game? I don't think so. The Eagles seem very focused right now. They're playing good football. I would expect them to win this game, but going to West Coast is not easy. We'll see. Eagles favored by 5.5. I wouldn't touch that spread because Kyler can run around and make plays, but I love Jalen Hurts. Love what he stands for. I'd take the Eagles, but not the spread. Some big games. Cowboys 3-1 at the Rams 2-2. The Rams are missing 8 starters from last year. That's not really that good. So you can tell they're not the same team. That's a bad loss last week. They look like crap. Not protecting Stafford. All of a sudden, it's the bloom has worn off the rose there. We'll see if the boys are for real. Rush has been great. He's done a great job for quarterback, and if he keeps winning, you can keep Dak on the bench as far as I'm concerned. So I'd like to see this game. It's gonna be a fun game. Like I said, Rams, favored by Rams is favored by a couple here, but I don't know. I just don't trust the Rams in this situation, right? Even though they're better than the Cowboys, but the Cowboy defense is setting some sack records here. Lions at the Pats. Someone's done here. Lions have played great offense, but have let up more points in the first 4 weeks in the history of the NFL than any other team in NFL history. Geno Smith, by the way, has the highest completion percentage in the history of NFL after 4 weeks. Geno Smith. That's right. I said it. Holy crap. Incredible. So you're happy for Geno. Shows you that being in the same place for a long period of time and learning the system. And again, coaching matters. How Pete Carroll has them at 2-2 is beyond me, but hey, we'll see what we can do. Talk about that later. Someone's done. Pat's going to Zepke in the backup role. He played good last week. He probably had a whole week of practice. I'd expect the Pats to try to control the clock because Bill does know how to manage a game. But the Lions are definitely a live dog in this game. Pat's favored by 3. Hawks at the Saints. The Saints are one of the 1-3 teams that you definitely got to pay attention to. They're very banged up, but they can still stop the run. They can still tackle. They've had that really tough loss last week. They deserve to win that game because we tried to give it away. But we'll see if Geno can do anything down in that dome there. It's not that easy. Saints favored by 6. I think that spreads too much, but I still believe in the Saints will get hot towards the end of this year and they'll have an outside shot to make the playoffs. But they have to take a stand now. You can't get to 1-4. You start chasing 1-4, you're in big trouble. Texans 0-3-1, play every game tight. Lovie Smith's done a great job at the Jags. 8 touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence, 2 picks. Obviously having a good year. Doug Peterson probably saw that and said, I got to take this quarterback. Like I said, have to find a way to win this game here, the Saints. But that's going to be a fun game to see. Like I said, Jags going to be mature enough. Like I said, Doug's got to look at Trevor Lawrence and think this is a kid in a candy store. And like I said, they're going to win. They played a good first, probably 20 minutes versus the Eagles last week. It got away from them. I'd pick the Jags. They're favored by 7.5. Falcons at the Bucks, all 2-2 game. I expect the Bucks to beat up on them, but obviously Tom's got a lot going on in his life. So the Falcons have overachieved a little bit. Bears at the Vikings, we already talked about that. 2-2, 3-1. Some crazy games this week. Chargers and the Browns, big game. 2-2, 2-2. Chargers are favored by 3. Someone's got to run the ball here. The Browns have been good at running the ball. Someone's going to win this game and be in decent shape. The Browns really should be 3-1, but they fell asleep at the switch. Titans and the Commanders is the all boring game. This is the toilet bowl game of the week. No one cares. The Commanders can't suck enough for my liking, changing your name for bullcrap reasons. So hopefully the Redskins lose every game this year. If you're pissed off by that, don't watch. 49ers at the Panthers. Panthers look like they're done. Another yawning game here. The Niners will find a way to beat you, but they're favored by 6.5. Titans are favored by 2.5. And the other game against the Commanders, obviously the Raiders at the Chiefs, tough spot here. 7.5 favorite for the Chiefs. I don't think the Chiefs are going to be in a good mood. Them and the Raiders hate each other. The Raiders will be 1-4 after this week. The Chiefs will be 4-1, and the Raiders always play them tough, but they'll be chasing each other. Now, Coach Hackett from the Broncos. That game on Thursday night was a disgrace. The TV stations in Denver have been apologizing for people having to watch that game. People have left that game in the middle of overtime. I've never seen a fan base as a large group of people more upset with the situation. Russell Wilson, of course, pulls up lame all of a sudden several days after the game. And so he sounds like he's done. So, of course, it's convenient. But not good stuff here. It's very, very bad look for the 4th and 1. He made this mistake on 4th and 6. On 4th and 1, Russell did have an open guy, but he threw it to the other guy. He could have kicked a field goal and taken some clock when you're up by 3 and a minute left. Regulation. Hackett is just not ready for this job. And here's one of these situations where you say, oh, he's a good coordinator. Well, he's coaching Aaron Rodgers, and he doesn't call the plays. He doesn't call the plays for the Packers. Coach calls the plays. He doesn't call the plays. The head coach sits there with the play sheet, calls the plays. So how good is Hackett? He's definitely not ready to be a head coach. This is a total mess. I know teams don't like to eat millions of dollars, but I would fire this guy after the first season. He's just totally overmatched. And again, coaching matters. Broncos should be 4-1, 5-0, 4-1 minimum. Just giving away games because of just disgusting clock management. Not understanding when you're up 3 to run the goddamn ball and take the damn clock down. But he doesn't do it. Got to do it his way instead of winning the game. It's not about your brand. It's about wins. It's always about wins. To quote Bill Parcells, if they keep in score, I want to win. I don't care what the hell it is. But that game was a disgrace in the old disappointing bowl. The Colts are just a disgrace themselves. Going to get a third all-pro quarterback in years, and he still can't score. I'm sorry, Frank Reich's got to be on the hook a little bit for that. But in that division, they'll probably have a chance to win it because that division is terrible. But so the NFL this week, a lot of bad coaching. Coaching matters. It just does. And this has been shown. We got a lot of yawn games this week. We do have that Charger Brown game at 2-2. We have the Bengal Raven game at 2-2. We'll see if the Jetsies can step up. See if my Vikes can show some maturity. And we'll go from there. That's all we're going to have for. We got John Facenda as we close out on Telling It Like It Is. NFL Week 5. Again, thanks for joining us. Had a great time. Do it on Spotify. We do it on iHeartRadio. We do it on iTunes. With only 3 minutes. Thanks for coming. Take care.